The gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 1 hour.
Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of debate only, I yield the customary 30 minutes to the gentleman from Massachusetts, Mr. McGovern, pending which I yield myself such time as I may consume. During consideration of this resolution, all time yielded is for the purpose of debate only. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, last night the Rules Committee met and reported a rule, House Resolution 1398, providing for consideration of 4 measures. H.R. 8800, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2027, under a structured rule. The rule provides 1 hour of debate equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking member of the Committee on Armed Services or their respective designees, provides 1 motion to recommit, and makes 312 amendments in order. H.R. 8595, the National Security, Department of State, and Related Programs Appropriations Act 2027, under a structured rule. The rule provides 1 hour of debate, equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking member on the Committee on Appropriations or their respective designees, provides 1 motion to recommit, and makes 29 amendments in order. H.R. 8884, Removing Barriers to Work for Disabled Americans Act, under a closed rule. The rule provides 1 hour of debate, equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking member of the Committee on Ways and Means or their respective designees, and provides 1 motion to recommit. And H.R. 1383, commemorating the 1-year anniversary of the enactment of the Working Family Tax Cuts. The rule provides 1 hour of general debate, equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking member of the Committee on Ways and Means or their respective designees. Additionally, the rule provides that HRS 1377 is laid on the table, and once the NDAA is passed, the clerk shall add the text of S 1383, the Save America Act, to the bill and transmit it once again to the United States Senate. Mr. Speaker, we're here today to debate a rule on 4 measures. First, H.R. 8800, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2027. Under the leadership of Chairman Mike Rogers and Ranking Member Adam Smith, one of the top priorities of the bipartisan fiscal year 27 NDAA is to rebuild our arsenal of freedom. As President Reagan reminded the nation more than 4 decades ago, it is not just immoral, but unforgivable to ask the sons and daughters of America to protect this country with aging equipment and bargain basement weapons. That conviction remains as true now as it was then. This year's NDAA continues our commitment to ensuring the United States maintains the most capable, lethal, and ready fighting force in the world. This is made possible through a top line that supports an investment consistent with rebuilding the American arsenal and revitalizing our defense industrial base. Since the 1990s, we have seen a lack of competition in the defense sector that has reduced resiliency in supply chains, stifled innovation, and ultimately had increased costs for the taxpayers while decreasing readiness. This bill aims to change that. The fiscal year 27 NDAA strengthens American security by expanding domestic production capacity, mobilizing private sector investment, accelerating innovative defense entrants, cutting unnecessary regulatory barriers, and creating thousands of high-skilled American jobs. To reduce costs, this bill expands the multi-year procurement authority for critical platforms such as the F-35, the F-15EX, Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, and many other weapon systems. This enables the defense industrial base to expand and accelerate domestic production, leading to decreased cost, increased capacity, and increased jobs. A country that cannot make its own ammunition and weapons cannot deter a war, Mr. Speaker. In addition, the fiscal year 27 NDAA makes another major stride in strengthening service member quality of life and revitalizing our recruitment efforts. It authorizes a 5 to 7% pay raise, improves military housing, education, and child care options for military families, and invests in support systems that keep our force resilient. The bill also tackles the nation's pilot shortage head-on by issuing targeted aviation bonuses, expanding the training pipeline capacity, and accelerating pathways to produce and retain the next generation of military aviators. Implementing the Peace Through Strength agenda, the fiscal year 27 NDAA rebuilds depleted stockpiles and accelerates the fielding of game-changing technologies like quantum computing, hypersonics, and autonomous systems, while sustaining legacy platforms until future replacements become operational. Platforms such as the F-22, the F-18, the A-10, and the MQ-9 have been instrumental in the operations against Venezuela and the Iranian regime. Sustaining these platforms will eliminate capability gaps created by prematurely divesting legacy platforms without a replacement platform being operational. Peace through strength starts with a factory floor in Scranton, a shipyard in Newport News, a welder in Pascagoula, our skilled workforce at Robins Air Force Base. A stronger, more resilient defense industrial base is what turns American manufacturing capacity into credible military power. This credible military power is what convinces our adversaries that today is not the day to test the United States of America. I'd like to thank my colleagues and House Armed Services Committee staff for all of the work that went into creating this strong, bipartisan legislation that should pass with overwhelming support. Second, Mr. Speaker, the rule also provides for consideration of H.R. 8595, the National Security Department of State Related Programs Appropriations Act of 2027. H.R. 8595 advances the America First policy agenda and restores accountability to how taxpayer dollars are spent abroad. This year's legislation provides $47.32 billion, 6% below the fiscal year 2026 enacted level, while still supporting a foreign policy agenda that supports our allies and counters our adversaries. This bill restores fiscal sanity by reducing duplication, streamlining operations, and prioritizing core diplomatic functions. Additionally, it codifies President Trump's executive orders to eliminate wasteful programs and spending, strengthen oversight of foreign assistance, and ensure no funds flow to organizations that refuse to cooperate with the United States. Further, this legislation funds efforts to counter malign influence from the People's Republic of China, denying the CCP access to U.S.-backed resources and prohibiting countries from using U.S. aid to repay debts owed to Communist China. It deserves bipartisan support, and I look forward to its passage. Third, Mr. Speaker, the rule also provides for the consideration of H.R. 8884, the Removing Barriers to Work for Disabled Americans Act. This is a simple bill with an important goal: to make sure Americans with disabilities are not punished for wanting to go to work. For too long, our disability policies have been built around outdated assumptions that treat work as a risk rather than an opportunity. H.R. 8884 gives the Social Security Administration the tools it needs to test new approaches, gather real data, and design policies that support work instead of discouraging it. This bill extends the Social Security Administration demonstration authority through 2030. Participation is voluntary and will not result in a decreased overall income for any member that elects to participate in the program. This demonstration authority will be a gateway for the Social Security Administration to run scope test programs which could help disabled Americans work, earn, and maintain stability without risking harm to the beneficiaries. This is common sense legislation that everyone should support. I look forward to passing it in the House and sending it over to the Senate.